Get ready to witness the greatest thing ever.
Man, I wonder what Isaac Newton's life was like.
Oh, it's your lucky day, dude.
Oh,
I'm Isaac Newton.
It's a blast from the past with Isaac Newton,
Oh,
man.
that's me.
Okay, since I'm with Isaac Newton, what was your life like?
Oh, well, I was born on December 25th, aka Christmas Day, 1642 in Woolsthorpe, England. And my father died before I was born. A really big tragedy. And, my mom remarried when I was 3 and left me to live with my grandma, which was kind of sad. But then I got an education with my grandma until I was 12, and then I was sent to this school called the King's School and into pharmacy school, and that's where I got my really good thinking from. Before I was just thought as like an average, student. But then people started to see my potential. Eventually, when my mom's second husband died, she came back and tried to make me a farmer, but I didn't want to be a farmer, so I kind of just didn't do that. Went back to school. Yeah, I was a savage. And then, then I got my bachelor's from the Trinity College, and then, I became a natural philosopher and came up with all these laws, and they're pretty cool.
You invented gravity?
No, that's a common misconception. No, I did not do that.
Okay, moving on with business. What was going on in the world at your time of existence?
Some world information that came along my time was there was the English Civil War, and that's when the Roundheads and the Cavaliers were just fighting each other, and that wasn't very good. Also, the scientific revolution was going on, so a whole bunch of science was being discovered, so people weren't oh wow, that star's blue, it must be because it's really cool. But now we're experimenting about that stuff, so scientific revolution is going on in the world.
Okay, then if you didn't create gravity, what are you famous for?
Well, I discovered the laws of motion and universal gravitation. The first law is an object in motion will stay in motion, and an object not in motion will not stay in motion, aka the law of inertia. For example, this apple, when I drop it on the ground and it stops moving, it stops moving. And then when Lincoln throws it to me, it keeps moving until I grab it. Force equals mass times acceleration is the second law, which basically means if I throw this apple with more force, it will go higher and more accelerating than if I don't throw it with more force, which is And then the third law of motion is with every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? Yeah, that's my third law. Sometimes I even get confused. So if I hit this apple, it'll hit me back. Ow, that hurt. Yeah. So that's my big main discoveries in the physics science category.
Well, it's obvious you didn't create gravity.
That's true.
Now, let's get personal.
Oh, you wanted my personal
Yeah, let's get
information.
personal.
Well, I do have to admit I was quite introverted, and I had a little temper, and but at times I was also really nice. Some people said I had a temper, some people say I was nice. Just depends on who I'm dealing with, yeah. I love to read books in my free time because books are high-key fire, they're the best. In fact, that's how, actually no, that's in the story for another time. Isaac Burrow was my contemporary peer. He helped me get into physics, because that stuff's really cool. And I also believed in the new discoveries of science, so basically the scientific revolution. And that's my personal information.
You didn't say anything about a wife.
I was not married and did not have any kids.
So it's true.
What's true?
To be continued. Boom.